our channel.
We're here today. We're going to talk about 4 ways that we are making extra money in our budget towards paying off our debt and our debt-free journey. We're also going to give you guys an update this week on our paper chain and see how far it's coming. So if you haven't seen our original paper chain video, you can see it in our links. It's in the description. And also you can see my wife Ruth's video about budgeting with your groceries. Stay tuned. So as you may know or may not know, me and Ruth are going through this as an overarching system of the Dave Ramsey baby steps. We got turned on to him by my parents, actually, who bought us the Financial Peace University class a couple years back. And we were actually too poor to afford it, so they paid for us to go. Changed our lives, and now we're kind of fully putting it into play, getting gazelle intense. The 7 baby steps that we're working through, we've already got the first one down, $1,000 of a baby emergency fund set aside in a separate account. Got that done. Second step is the debt snowball, paying off all your debts from smallest to largest. Baby step 3 is 3 to 6 months of emergency savings of expenses set aside just for that rainy day. So when Murphy comes, you can pay for it. And then 15% in your retirement accounts is baby step 4. Baby steps 5 and 6, if applicable, are college savings for your kids and paying off your home early. And then the last and 7th final baby step is build wealth and give generously and enjoy retirement in those years. Now we're going to talk about the 4 ways that we are making extra money with side hustles. You guys may have heard this in other videos. Side hustles are a major benefit to your budget and to your debt-free journey. One that we discovered even before we started our debt-free journey was Airbnb. You guys may have heard of this. It's an amazing way to make passive income. Ruth, why don't you tell them about our Airbnb and what that means for us?
Airbnb, it's kind of describe it if you've heard of Uber or Lyft, which we'll talk about as well.
Yep.
It's kind of like that except for a home or a room, like a hotel. But better than a hotel because it's cheaper than a hotel and more amenities, more personable. And we've had over 60 bookings since we started about this time last year, I think. And you're basically getting paid to clean your home. Like, it's awesome.
Yeah, exactly. So she talked over 60. I think I've looked at the numbers recently. We've actually done over 88, almost 90 stays since we started March 1st of last year. So she's a little behind the times. Needs to keep up on her numbers here. And just in the month of February, which is probably a lower month, we have already booked, we have 6 days unbooked, but we've already booked $921. And that's basically, she cleans the room, communicates with them, they come, they stay, they love it, and then they leave us a review, and then they pay us. It's all done through the PayPal website with with Airbnb. And it's completely cashless. You don't have to have some awkward interactions with your guests. And ours is a separate Airbnb. So some will have the room in the home with them, amongst them, living with them. And that's actually how my parents did it. Got them into it. And that's one way to do it. We actually have a separate living space in our basement, kind of made a little apartment down there. And we've made amazing income with little to no cost to start up. You basically just need a room and a bed. I mean, you can obviously make additions and have nice things to add to it, but that's one of the highest grossing passive incomes that we've seen yet. So that's awesome. Number 2, and this was just a thing that kind of fell into our lap, is eBay. eBay is a way to sell online. You just list things that you own. You sell it for whatever price you want. You can do auctions or buy it now, and you just sell it to them. I happened to come into some amazing products a while back in a good way. So I made a great profit on it. And just in eBay so far, since we started in January 15th, I started selling again on eBay, and we made $1,900 towards our payments. Now, eBay does take some fees. You guys might want to be aware of that if that's going to be part of your journey. They do have about 10% for a starter fee from eBay, and then if you pay through PayPal which most everyone does, they take a small percent as well. And then also you want to be aware of shipping and things like that. But once you factor in those costs, it's all profit at that point, and it's amazing. And then our third one, and this is one I just kind of was searching around and had a buddy that did it once. It's Uber and Lyft. Like we said earlier, we have some other ways. Uber and Lyft are a great side income. I wouldn't definitely not say that I would use it as my primary income, because it is a lot of wear and tear on your vehicle, and you obviously have to pay for gas and things like that. But I've done it a couple weeks now. I went out on Friday night a couple times, and then last week I did. We actually had a beer fest in the area. The nightlife is the real big draw for Uber and Lyft, obviously, keeping people safe in their driving without having to drive drunk. And that's a really great thing for me because obviously I'm not drinking, so I can go out and drive, pick people up for that. And then we also had some other things over the weekend, like the Super Bowl. Got to watch the Super Bowl with my buddy. And then I went out to pick up people after the Super Bowl, made $80 in like an hour and a half. So that's an amazing, I made $300 that weekend. So that can be a great time to make money in a short period. And the nice thing with Uber and Lyft, they pay you instantly. You can set up a debit card or I think maybe a bank account as well. And you can get paid literally within minutes. Now they do take a small fee to do that, like 50 cents though, so it's nothing serious. And it's an amazing thing. Another thing you got to be aware of, you want to do this at the surge times. That's how I do it. I do it Friday nights after work. So that's an amazing way to make passive income. So we've done great there as well. The last thing, and this is probably the most basic that people would probably already think of, and that's just overtime. My job is an hourly wage job, so we get to make money by working time and a half. So every hour, it's tax season right now. If you guys don't know, I'm a financial consultant or a financial phone consultant, whatever you want to call it. They call us workplace planning and guidance. Not important. But basically what I do there is I just talk to folks and make money for it. But its busiest time is the tax season, which basically that's between January and April. And they're always asking for overtime. So I just started taking it. And since we started doing it, I've done about an average of about 6 to 8 hours a week in overtime, which they gladly give. And that's time and a half, easy money to just do your job you're already doing. You're already there, make easy money. So those are the 4 ways. Again, Airbnb, eBay, Uber, Lyft, and overtime at the job. One last thing that I forgot to mention, a bonus item, pardon the pun, is with my job, another thing that I'm putting towards it, which I didn't even think about until we started this journey, taxes. I don't know about you guys, but we get some taxes back almost every year. And this year we're putting all of our taxes, and my job, amazing place I work at, they give bonuses on a quarterly basis. So I'm going to be putting every dollar of the bonus, because of how well we've budgeted our money and how well we're working our system, I'm going to be putting every dollar of those 2 things towards the debt. So now we're going to talk a second about how much we've done so far, and then we're going to cut the chains of our debt so far that we've gotten. So like we said, we're going to be cutting our chains of debt. We're starting out the top balance. We've already paid off $10,888. Gone. And the next one, $10,800. Gone. $10,700. $8,300 gone. $8,200 gone. $8,100 gone. And $8,000 gone. So that's a grand total of $3,100 so far since we started on January 15th. The chain is cut. or a couple more links towards freedom. $3,100. So, like we've said, we can do it, you can do it. 4 ways to make it easier: Airbnb, Uber, Lyft, eBay, and overtime if they offer it. And then budget, guys. Again, check out Ruth's last video on budgeting with groceries. That's a great resource. Also, if you want to see our beginning of our journey, again, check out our first video. Links for both in the description. Can't wait to see you guys next week with our chain update. Have a good night. This has been Kentucky Fried Fun.
And remember, if you liked this video, to go and give it a like, and if you are new to our channel, hit that subscribe button.
And of course, share with all your friends, your family, your frenemies, your enemies, your coworkers, your lovers, your ex-lovers. Make it awkward.
Okay.
We'll see you next week.